Protect yourself as a chosen one by hiding these 10 secrets. A lot of people apply, but only a select few get the job. Matthew 22:14. You probably didn't stumble onto this video by chance. For those selected, there are no accidents. You are already aware that you are unique, and that knowledge has brought you here, to this message. It's always been there, isn't it? Being responsible for something means carrying a burden that other people don't appear to have. Even though you haven't always been able to put your finger on it, you've always known that there's more out there for you. Viewers may find this video unappealing. The selected few, those unique spirits sent here by a higher power, are the intended recipients of this. It would be wise to turn back now if you are not one of the chosen. Only individuals who have been chosen for a greater purpose will find meaning in the truths shared here. These words will be ineffective for everyone else. The chosen, though, will find them to be akin to keys that open doors that were always meant for them. If you stick around to the end, I'll tell you something that could change your spiritual path. Here are the keys to keeping your soul safe and navigating life's challenges with confidence, insight, and fortitude. Ignoring these facts will cost you dearly. There are too many stakes in your mission and too many formidable enemies for you to risk failing to adequately prepare. Allow me to commence. The significance of secrecy for those selected. There are some things you, as a chosen one, are expected to keep hidden. This might be something you know instinctively. Some people will be drawn to your brightness because they feel it emanates from within, while others will be afraid of it. You can't always trust that people will look out for your interests and will comprehend the challenges you face. That's why we need to start by discussing the significance of keeping things secret. Being discreet means knowing what to reveal and to whom, not being dishonest. Your emotional and spiritual well-being depend on this. Some realities, insights, and yes, vulnerabilities are meant to be shared with only a few, including yourself. Do you want to know why? Just because some people just won't get it. Not everyone will be supportive. Some will cast doubt on your credibility, and the worst will try to turn your own words and discoveries against you. Misunderstandings about the chosen ones are common, and they pose a threat when they do. The Lord Jesus Christ himself warned against entrusting sacred things to dogs or throwing precious pearls to swine, warning that they would trample them and then turn and destroy you. Pearls, knowledge, gifts, and a spiritual anointing are yours as a chosen one, and not everyone is prepared to accept or honor them. You should keep an eye on these. You should not share your spiritual insights and journey in its entirety with people who do not resonate with you. In all of your dealings, you should use your discernment. The first secret you need to keep hidden for your own safety is about to be revealed. Secret number 1. You should take precautions to safeguard your spiritual insights. Those who lack spiritual discernment should not be the recipients of every revelation you receive. You, the chosen one, will receive insight and knowledge that the rest of us might find bewildering or even funny. I don't think you're completely mistaken. Reason being, they're not emotionally or cognitively prepared to process what you've told them. Consider all the prophets who have lived before us. They would frequently reveal things in a parable or wait for the proper moment to reveal them. Why? Reason being, they were cognizant of the burdens they bore. There's a risk of spiritual assassination, persecution, and scorn if these revelations from on high are revealed too soon or to the wrong people. Be careful with the spiritual insights God gives you. They are valuable. Do not bring them up in a casual conversation or try to appease someone else's curiosity with them. The divine has bestowed upon you the gift of insight to direct and fortify you on your path. These invaluable truths risk losing their luster if they are spread carelessly. On the other hand, they can be manipulated to work against you. Please understand, that doesn't imply you should keep your knowledge to yourself. At just the right times, you will feel a strong prompting from the Holy Spirit to speak. Be cautious with your insights until that time comes. Have faith in your intuition. Part of the purpose of the wisdom the divine has given you is to keep it hidden until the right moment comes for its revelation. This is the reason behind the feeling of being misunderstood after expressing something profoundly spiritual. Not everything you know is yet appropriate for the world. Carrying knowledge that others are not prepared to comprehend adds another layer of difficulty to the already difficult path of the chosen. I don't mind, though. It is not your purpose to persuade everyone. Pursue your objective while you are here. To be silent when necessary is a part of that task. Secret number 2. Your vulnerabilities are the second secret you must keep hidden as a chosen one. The chosen ones aren't perfect either. Divine guidance isn't a guarantee that you won't experience the normal range of human emotions, including uncertainty, fear, and fatigue. But these weaknesses shouldn't be shown to anybody. Why? Reason being, not everyone will be sympathetic to your plight. Actually, there are plenty of people who will try to emotionally or spiritually exploit your weaknesses. Our energy is valuable in this world, and it's easy to be sapped when you let the wrong people in. There are spiritual parasites who seek out the chosen one's light, not because they love it, but to put it out of existence. Carefully consider who you let into your inner circle. There will always be those who put on a brave front for you, but will be the first to criticize you when you least expect it. These are the individuals who will take advantage of your weaknesses if they discover them. I'm not implying that you ought to completely conceal your humanity. Secret number 3. We are all in need of connecting with others and having trusted people there for us when we're down and out, who can still love and support us. Those people, however, are extremely rare. The masses do not comprise them. Praying for them, following their guidance, and putting them through their paces are all ways to find them. Refrain from freely giving your heart. Think about the hours that Jesus spent dying. He kept his anxieties and pain hidden from the onlookers. To the Garden of Gethsemane, he accompanied only his most intimate followers. Even in his most defenseless state, he knew the value of seclusion. Take note of this. If you're going through a tough time, confide in people who have shown themselves to be worthy of your support, but protect yourself from those who would exploit you. A holy mission has been bestowed upon you, the chosen one. You should not let just anyone in on the sacredness of the insights and vulnerabilities you hold. Keep this reality in mind as you go on your journey. There are some who are prepared to listen, and there are others who are prepared to understand. Keep safe the things that have been given to you. Keep your sanity by remembering that some things aren't meant to be shared publicly. 3. Covert operations. Protect your vitality like a sacred fire. Your energy is something we should discuss. People seem to gravitate toward you as if they can detect a unique quality in you. Have you ever experienced this? Your energy exudes a distinct quality as a chosen one, and that's why. You have a brilliance about you that people can sense even if they can't put their finger on it. There are advantages and disadvantages to this. The spiritual currency you possess is your energy. Your divine mission is powered by it. Wait, there's more. Some individuals, including spiritual entities, may try to sap your energy. People like this never seem to have anything to give you, but they're constantly asking for something. Those people drain your spiritual resources as they bring you their problems, negativity, and drama. They behold your brilliance, but instead of being motivated to find their own, they endeavor to drain your light. When you feel exhausted after specific interactions, it's not a coincidence. You're not seeing things. Feelings like someone is draining your energy and not looking out for your best interests are your spirit's way of telling you that. Please grasp this now. You should not feel pressured to pour yourself into everyone. It is indeed your calling to serve. You need to be picky, though. You shouldn't give your energy to everyone who asks for it. The only purpose of some is to take from you, consume you, and then disappear. Because of this, one of the most crucial secrets for a chosen one is to protect their energy. If you don't have it, you'll be weak and exhausted, and you won't be able to finish the task God has given you. One way to protect one's energy is, to begin, learn to tell when someone is draining you. Be mindful of your physical self, your mental state, and your spirituality. One telltale sign is when being in someone's presence causes you to feel drained and heavy. You possess a gift of intuition that has been bestowed upon you by the divine. Believe it. No one is helping you grow spiritually if they always manage to make things worse for you. Distancing yourself is necessary. Secondly, Learn to politely decline an offer. Helping others, healing wounds, and guiding others are common traits of the chosen one. You're just naturally that way. Bear in mind that even those who possess the power to heal require time to recharge. You can't pour from a cup that isn't full. You are not being selfish if you say no. It enlightens you. It's a wall that keeps your energy safe, so you can only give it to people who deserve it and use it on your personal spiritual path. Third, choose your friends and associates carefully. Not everyone should be able to feel your energy or be in your presence. Your closest companions should be those who encourage you, who give you strength, and who recognize the value of your spiritual journey. Avoid being in the company of people who will use you for their own benefit, and instead surround yourself with people who will help you develop. Keep in mind that Jesus knew how to choose his companions. He was not completely present for every person he met. Even among his closest followers, there were varying degrees of closeness and trust. Take this example as a lesson. Consider carefully who you invite into your inner circle. Secret number 4, maintain an aura of sanctity around yourself. We will now delve further. Your presence is just as important as your energy. Everything about you, down to your core, is priceless. Not only does your energy matter, but so does the physical space you take up on Earth. You are here for a reason, a higher calling. Knowing the weight of that presence is essential for a chosen one. When you walk into a room, have you ever noticed a change in the vibe? Alternatively, you may find that all eyes are on you after you've uttered a few words. It's because people can't help but be captivated by you. Your aura permeates every room you step into, whether you're conscious of it or not. This is deliberate. It's a calling for you. However, a heavy burden is borne by those who are prominently featured. Some people just don't belong in your company. I know it sounds harsh, but it's the reality. Not everyone can manage the weight of being a chosen one, being separated for a greater purpose. In your presence, some will feel threatened, some will be envious, and yet others will seek to dim your light because it challenges their own identity. This is why you should be careful with the places you visit and the people you let into your inner circle. Just how do you keep your whereabouts hidden? Pay attention to the spaces you put yourself in first. You are more attuned to the negative energies of certain locations than the average person because you are a chosen one. Entering a hostile, jealous, or spiritually dark environment can have a profound effect on you. While your presence has the potential to alter the atmosphere, it is also vulnerable to assault from the energies already present. Take precautions by being selective about your whereabouts and the people you associate with. Secondly, know that just being here is an act of kindness. It is not fair to let everyone enjoy it. Pride has no place here. The essence of safeguarding your identity is at stake. It would be irresponsible to bury a valuable treasure. Why then would you risk losing your luminous essence in relationships or settings that douse you in darkness? Pick carefully. Being someone everyone can lean on, confide in, or follow is not your job description. That isn't appropriate for your mission. Thirdly, make the most of your time alone. Sometimes, as a chosen one, you have to get away from it all to refuel, to get in touch with God, and to avoid being overwhelmed. To be alone is not to be lonely. It's a way to keep one's soul alive. Withdrawing from the world gives your spirit time to recharge, gain insight, and get ready for what's to come. Taking a break for yourself is totally acceptable. To the contrary, it is crucial. Think about all the times Jesus would leave the company of his disciples to pray in solitude. He knew that being alone would help him stay strong spiritually and connected to the Father. We don't need much more time if you required it. Your influence is strong, but it also requires upkeep and preservation. To achieve that rejuvenation, one must be alone. Your presence and vitality, beloved ones, are priceless. Your spiritual strength, purpose, and capacity to make a difference in the world are built upon these. Unprotected, though, they can be quite delicate. You need to be wise and perceptive in protecting your energy, and you should consider your presence a sacred gift. You should not grant access to everyone. You won't always thrive in certain settings. To safeguard your core identity, it is important to set limits, exercise discernment, and welcome the power of solitude. You will be ready to carry out your heavenly mission if you do this. Secret No. 5. Being a chosen one, being silent can be a powerful ally. Holding your tongue has tremendous power in a world where noise is abundant and everyone desires to be heard. Now, this doesn't imply you have to keep your true feelings bottled up all the time. Being tactful instead entails being aware of when to speak and when to keep quiet. The great spiritual leaders of yesteryear frequently said very little for a reason. A divine energy permeates stillness. You can connect with the spiritual world in ways that words can't describe when you're silent. Put it in your mind. How often do you wish you hadn't said something angry or hurried? Powerful words. Once released into the world, they create and destroy without mercy. However, quiet allows for power to be gathered through contemplation, reflection, and silence. When you choose to remain silent, especially in moments when others expect you to react, you are harnessing control over your own energy. You acquire knowledge through stillness. In situations that would normally make you feel something, you learn to take a step back, observe, and figure out what's really going on. Quietness protects. Some will try to provoke you, doubt your motives, or obstruct your spiritual journey because you are a chosen one. Quietness can be your best defense at these times. Refraining from reacting negatively or trying to cause conflict allows you to save energy and maintains peace. Sometimes it's best to remain silent rather than stir up trouble. You can't win every fight. Now think about this. Before his accusers, Jesus said nothing. Rather than defend himself, he chose to remain silent whenever questioned or mocked. Why? He was self-assured in his mission and truth, so he didn't need anyone else's approval to carry it out. He knew exactly why he had come and who he was. You, as a chosen one, are obligated to think similarly. People who don't comprehend your journey don't need you to explain yourself. Allow them to speak and ask questions, but remain silent in return. You keep command of your own spiritual energy, the timing of your words, and your silence by doing this. Now, I want to clarify something. You will be given opportunities to speak at various points. Do not be hesitant to speak out for a just cause or to impart wisdom when the Spirit prompts you to do so. But discern between a divine impulse to speak and a mere emotional response. Is there a formula for knowing when to talk and when to keep quiet? The key is to use your judgment. Take a deep breath and collect yourself before reacting, especially if you're feeling emotionally charged. Consider whether your effort will be worthwhile. Will what I say dispel the shadows or cast them deeper? Can my answer help me accomplish my goal? Or is it just a defensive mechanism for when other people are uninformed or negative? The majority of the time, keeping quiet is the stronger reaction. Being silent allows you to keep your composure, vitality, and concentration. You refuse to give the enemy any influence over you. Most importantly, you make room for the heavenly wisdom to direct your actions from here on out. Secret No. 6. Decision-making skill. While discretion and silence are complementary, they function on separate planes. Knowing what information to divulge and what to keep hidden requires discretion. Some parts of your life, your spiritual journey, and your purpose as a chosen one must be kept secret. Fear and secrecy have nothing to do with this. Realizing that some things aren't meant to be shared is key. We live in a world obsessed with oversharing. Because of social media, continual communication, and the desire for approval, many people have become very public about their lives. The chosen ones, though, face peril in this. It is not meant for everyone to see your sacred spiritual journey. The significance of discretion. Avoid unwarranted spiritual assaults by exercising discretion. Sharing too much about your life, your goals, your challenges, and your successes invites others to meddle in your path. Some will do it maliciously, some out of envy, and some completely oblivious to the damage they do. Your spiritual journey is like a fragile plant. Prior to being able to resist weather conditions, it requires time to expand, establish roots, and fortify. The sooner you put it out into the elements, the more susceptible it is to damage from things like wind, rain, and even inadvertent footfall. This is also your journey. Caution should guide your decision-making regarding who and what you share until you have firmly established your mission. This in no way implies that you should keep quiet about what you've been through. At times, telling your story will move people, and at other times, you'll feel prompted by the Holy Spirit to share specific details of your path. However, In order to safeguard your spiritual development, you must allow divine wisdom, and not the need for attention or approval, to direct you during those times. When it comes to developing your spirituality, discretion is key. There will be times of divine clarity, breakthroughs, and revelations as you progress. These are priceless blessings that will encourage you and show you the way. Nevertheless, not everyone is prepared to listen or comprehend the information you have provided. If these revelations are shared too soon, they might cause ridicule, spiritual assassination, or even misunderstanding. The spiritual and physical enemies alike are information nippers. The more they are aware of your path, your vulnerabilities, and your intentions, the easier it is for them to thwart your advancement. Because of this, being discreet is crucial. Be discreet about your spiritual development until the right moment comes to share it. Keep quiet and wait for the moment when your spiritual strength and success can speak for themselves. Relationship discretion. You are free to exercise discretion in all of your relationships. Relationships with other chosen ones who are also seeking enlightenment will play a significant role in your development as a person. Nevertheless, not every couple's relationship merits widespread media coverage. There are some relationships that ought to be kept secret, even holy. Particularly in the case of romantic relationships, this is the case because they are purposefully orchestrated by a higher power. Some people may be attracted to your light as a chosen one, but they may not always share your mission. Carefully consider who you let into your inner circle and with whom you confide your most private thoughts and feelings. The power of moving in silence, the sanctity of your connection, remains protected when you use discretion in your relationships. Lastly, I'd like to discuss the significance of moving silently. This entails going about your business, completing tasks, and growing spiritually without drawing attention to yourself. Because it permits you to construct without interruption, interference, or needless scrutiny, silence is incredibly powerful. Being silent allows you to develop without the interference of other people's judgments or expectations. Your mission and your relationship with God can take center stage. Your hard work will have an obvious effect when the moment comes to show it off. Protect yourself spiritually by remaining silent and unassuming, chosen ones. You need to take a different road in a world where constant chatter and sharing are the norm. Be selective about who you let into your inner circle. Guard your spiritual growth and watch what you say. Keep in mind that not every situation calls for an immediate reaction. You can safeguard your vitality, your aura, and your divine purpose by learning to be quiet and discreet. Secret No. 7. Feelings are normal and expected parts of being human. You will feel every emotion imaginable, even though you are one of the chosen. Happiness, sadness, wrath, love, and annoyance. However, this is where your journey is unique from others. Giving in to your feelings is a bad decision. You need to become an expert in them if you want to accomplish your objective. Rather than trying to control your feelings, it's better to gain insight into them. If you want to keep them from getting in the way of your goals, you need to be aware of their origins, the reasons they emerge, and the best ways to direct them. Despite its importance, this is not a simple task. What makes emotional mastery crucial? Being a chosen one makes you a fierce spiritual fighter. Even when the going gets tough, you, like any good warrior, need to keep your cool and concentrate. You become helpless when your feelings dominate. You lose the capacity to think clearly and make prudent choices as a result. Physical and spiritual enemies alike flourish in an environment of disorder. You leave yourself open to deceit, diversion, and failure when you let your emotions control you. Consider the account of Moses. His emotional struggles persisted even after he had led his people out of Egypt. Frustrated, he hit the rock instead of obeying God's command and talking to it. His opportunity to enter the promised land was ruined by his fury. Sections 27:12. As a result, we can see that even leaders selected by God can be overcome by their emotions if they aren't careful. Achieving emotional mastery. Being aware of your own emotions is the first step towards mastering them. Being in tune with your inner world is essential. Take a moment to collect yourself when you sense your emotions like anger, sadness, or anxiety building up. Get to the bottom of why you're feeling this way. How did this feeling come to be? A person's emotions can be a window into their underlying issues, fears, trauma, or unfulfilled expectations. Instead of responding to the surface emotion, getting to the bottom of things helps you address the cause. Managing your emotions is the next step. Being able to control your emotions in a positive and useful way is what this means. Responding instead of reacting is the key. Put off taking action just because you're experiencing a powerful emotion. Stop what you're doing, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what's the best way forward? By pausing for a moment, you can avoid making choices that you will come to regret. Emotional mastery does not entail numbing or denying your feelings. Truthfully, it's not a good idea to do that. Repressed feelings remain. They rot and burst at last. Rather, be aware of how you feel, but don't allow that control you. It is you, not your emotions, who control you. Using your emotions for spiritual strength. Properly channeling your emotions can also harness their power. For instance, you can channel your righteous anger into something constructive, like a drive for social change. Anger at wrongdoing has the potential to inspire change on a personal or societal level. Also, being sad can make you more compassionate, which in turn can make you want to help those who are hurting. The trick is to control your emotions rather than letting them control you. To find a positive way to deal with intense emotions, try asking yourself what you can do with them. Are you able to let your frustration motivate you to keep going? Is it possible to feel more compassion for others when you're sad? Is it possible to lift up those around you with your joy? You can maintain command of your path and harmony with your heavenly purpose by channeling your emotions into spiritual strength. Secret Note 8. One of the most important things a chosen person can do is to keep everything in balance. Even the mightiest spiritual warriors can stumble if they lack equilibrium. Maintaining a steady equilibrium between the material and spiritual realms is essential for a well-rounded life. However, it is not easy to keep one's equilibrium in the modern, chaotic world. Work, relationships, duties, and your spiritual journey are all tugging at you at all times. Overwhelm, burnout, and disconnection from your higher purpose can occur if you're not cautious. How can one, as a chosen one, keep their equilibrium? Get your spiritual life in order first. Your spiritual connection as a chosen one should be the bedrock of your actions. You won't know where you're going or what you're trying to accomplish without it. Make time every day for spiritual practices, whether that's sitting in quiet, praying, meditating, reflecting, or any combination of the above. Maintaining a regular connection with God will ground you, provide you insight, and fortify you to face life's obstacles. Secondly, take care of yourself. You can't pour from a cup that isn't full. The state of your spiritual health is secondary to the state of your bodily, psychological, and emotional health. Maintain a healthy lifestyle by eating well, getting enough of sleep, and exercising regularly. Make sure your mind is healthy by doing things that make you happy and peaceful, by avoiding toxic people and situations, and by setting boundaries. Keeping one's spiritual life in check is just one part of maintaining a balanced life. Number 3, get good at saying no. There will be an abundance of people drawn to you as they seek your wisdom, your presence, and your energy because you are a chosen one. It is important that you take care of yourself so that you can fulfill your mission of helping and uplifting others. You can't fix everyone's problems or ensure that everyone heals. Acquire the skill of knowing when to intervene and when to remain silent. You are not being selfish when you say no. To keep things in check, it's essential. 4. Work on maintaining a level head. Do not go to extremes. An imbalance can result from extremes of any kind, be they in behavior, belief, or emotion. Keep your feet firmly flat. Learn as much as you can from both religious and worldly sources. Keep in mind that there is a role for both the physical and spiritual realms in your journey. Relationships become unbalanced when one is overshadowed by the other. Maintaining a steady equilibrium in your relationships is paramount. The relationships you cultivate as a chosen one have the power to either advance or derail your spiritual journey. Assemble a positive support system of individuals who will encourage your development, affirm your purpose, and lift you up. Keep your distance from people who deplete your energy or divert you from your greater purpose. Maintaining a healthy balance does not, however, require severing ties with individuals who are suffering or in need. It entails being self-aware enough to know when to put other people first and when to give yourself a break. You are not entrusted with the responsibility of solving everyone's problems. Rather, your role is to shine a light. Finding a happy medium between being alone and being part of a community lets you be both while you fulfill that role. Finally, make sure you have a good mix of alone time and socializing. Renewing your spirit requires time alone, as we discussed before. In these peaceful times, the divine will reveal themselves to you and bestow wisdom, fortitude, and insight. Your relationships with other people are just as crucial. You have been selected to lead, encourage, and lift others. You need to engage with the environment around you for this. The most important thing is to discover your own rhythm. If you need to recharge your spirit, spend some time alone. Just don't shut yourself off from the world. You must interact with other people in order to complete your mission. Maintaining a healthy balance between alone time and genuine connections will help you tap into your spiritual power. Goals like being in control of your emotions and having a healthy work-life balance aren't just for you. For the sake of your spiritual life and development, they are paramount. You can stay focused and in control of your emotions with emotional mastery, and you can stay grounded and aligned with your mission with balance. Keep in mind that you are on a holy journey that demands self-awareness, self-control, and grace at every turn. When you learn to control your feelings and maintain a healthy lifestyle, you give yourself the ability to face life's challenges with grace, insight, and purpose. Secret No. 9. Ward off any forces that could harm your soul. Your heightened sensitivity to spiritual matters is a hallmark of your chosenness. Subtle energies, vibrations, and energies of people, places, and things are all around you. Although this heightened sensitivity is a blessing, it also increases your vulnerability to negative energies. Any kind of spiritual attack, whether it originates from within, outside, or some other unseen power, is serious business. They might show up as physical sickness, mental fogginess, uncertainty, fear, or emotional weariness. Because of this, your health and capacity to complete your mission depend on spiritual protection. A solid connection to the divine should be your first line of defense in protecting your spirit. The strongest defense you have is the bond you have with God, the Creator. Connecting with the divine provides a protective spiritual shield, clarity, and direction. Your spirit is protected from the negativity and darkness that surround you by this connection, which is like a fortress. How are you able to keep this bond strong? By means of routine spiritual activities. Essential practices include reading sacred texts, meditating, and praying. You remain rooted in love, light, and wisdom through these practices, which keep you in harmony with the divine. You are less susceptible to the influence of outside forces when your spiritual foundation is strong. Secondly, to strengthen your defenses, make use of spiritual resources. Prayer, affirmations, crystals, protective symbols, or even just asking for help from above could be among these tools. The Lord's Prayer is a potent prayer for protection because it is a shield that Jesus gave us to protect us from evil and to guide us away from temptation and evil. Matthew 6:13. Speak words of protection over yourself when you feel attacked emotionally or spiritually. Proclaim that there is light surrounding you and that any attack against you will fail. The third piece of advice is to keep your energy field clean. A spiritual cleansing is necessary, just as a physical one. A person can absorb negative energy from their environment, toxic people, or stressful experiences. If you want to rid yourself of these harmful energies and get back to a place of spiritual purity, where you can see spiritual attacks coming from, try a spiritual cleansing ritual like smudging with sage, taking a saltwater bath, or even just visualizing white light washing over you. As a chosen one, you need to know how to recognize the signs, even if they don't always indicate a spiritual attack. Overwhelming emotions of dread, uncertainty, or perplexity are common manifestations of spiritual attacks. When this happens, you might feel estranged from the divine or your life's purpose, and the things that usually motivate you could start to seem pointless. Feeling heavy, having negative thoughts repeat themselves, or experiencing unusual conflict in your relationships are all possible side effects. Relax when you notice these symptoms. Realize this is an effort to derail you from your current course of action. At times like these, safeguarding one's soul is paramount. Ask the divine for help, surround yourself with protective energy, and pray for direction. The enemy's most effective tool is fear, so do not give in to it. Keep your faith and your relationship with God strong instead. Secret Note 10. Hold fast to your unwavering faith in God. All the others rest on the last secret. The key to unlocking all the other secrets is keeping an unbreakable bond with the divine. This link will keep you afloat. It is from this place that you derive your knowledge, shielding, and authority as a selected one. Methods for deepening one's relationship with God. Prioritize regular quiet time to commune with God. This is a holy time, whether you call it contemplation, prayer, or meditation. It's the moment when you surrender to the greater powers that are directing your life. During this time, you will receive guidance, revelations, and messages that will enable you to accomplish your mission. In the midst of all the world's demands, many chosen ones succumb to the trap of busyness. Distractions from your spiritual practice can arise from work, relationships, and responsibilities. Let me clarify, though. The gravest risk you face is ignoring your relationship with the divine. You leave yourself open to the mayhem of the world when you cut off all connections. Your spiritual defenses are weakened, and your purpose is lost. Even while he was in the middle of his ministry, Jesus would frequently go to lonely spots to pray. His strength, he realized, rested in his relationship with the Father. How much more do we require that time to recharge if Jesus did? If you want to be a chosen one, developing spiritual listening skills should be your top priority. Mastering the art of attentive listening is another way to deepen your relationship with the divine. Praying or meditating is often like having a one-sided conversation with yourself. We talk and seek advice, but we fail to hear. Intuition, signs, and circumstances are all ways the divine communicates with us. However, we need to tune in so we can hear it. Quietness is necessary for spiritual listening. It necessitates lowering your mental and environmental noise levels. If you can train yourself to listen, you'll discover that you already have the answers you need. Your intuition, that still, small voice within you that guides you toward what is right, is a channel through which the divine speaks. You need to be open to listening and giving in to what the divine will has in store for you. Finally, giving up control is necessary for a solid relationship with the divine. Being passive or giving up is not what this means. Having faith means you know that whatever happens in your life, it is all part of a greater plan that the divine has for your best. Your journey as a chosen one may not always be clear to others, and it may even be unclear to you at times. Have faith, though, that you are being led to accomplish your purpose and growing spiritually through every difficulty you face. Giving up control is the essence of surrendering. This practice entails giving your worries, uncertainties, and fears over to a higher power. Miracles and divine guidance can happen when you let go and allow them. Even when it seems like everything is collapsing around you, you start to realize that it's all for your benefit. Do not be misled. That is spiritual knowledge. It is the realization that the Creator has a plan that is much bigger than our wildest dreams. Giving into that plan puts you in harmony with the power, wisdom, and timing of the divine. What faith can do. Establishing a relationship with the divine begins with faith. When the going gets tough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when the weight of the world gets too much to bear, it is faith that keeps you going. Faith is a constant reminder that you are loved, that you are safe from harm, and that higher powers are directing your steps. Your faith will be put to the test as one of the chosen, experiencing feelings of abandonment, doubting your purpose, and feeling the weight of the world become overwhelming at times. However, keep in mind that the chosen ones are never left behind by the divine, even in those trying times. Even when you don't understand or can't make sense of what's happening, you are being led. Belief does not mean being completely certain. In spite of it, you choose to go ahead. It is the conviction that you are heading in the correct direction, regardless of external circumstances. By remaining faithful, you strengthen your bond with the divine, and that bond will accompany you through every trial. This is a sacred but difficult journey you are on, chosen ones. A solid bond with the divine and spiritual protection are your best lines of defense. They provide the groundwork for you to confidently and wisely navigate this journey. Keeping in touch with the divine should always be a priority. It will lead you, protect you, and give you power. Trust that the universe is orchestrating your every move. Keep your heart protected and maintain spiritual alignment. Now that you know these secrets, you can confidently and spiritually lead the way of the chosen. You have company. The force that is directing your movements is greater than you are. Have faith in that, and understand that your purpose here is bigger than anything you can fathom. If you thought this video was helpful, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon to stay updated, and give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment with your ideas and stories, and together we can create a community of people who are committed to developing themselves spiritually and personally. Have a blessed day, and keep being a light to those around you. Your participation in Spirit Guide is greatly appreciated. Until our next meeting.